Okay.
All right. 3, 2, and. And we're back. Oh, Pam and I were just having a hell of a conversation off camera. Welcome, everybody, back to the PAMDEMICs. This is part 2 of our Pam question session. Hello, Pam.
Hello, Nick Garfey. How are you?
Sorry, did you just say hello,
I did.
Nick Garfey?
I was going to go Narfy.
So you accidentally said your favorite's first name and then you
No.
said mine? Yes.
No,
Yes.
It was only because he popped in on the screen a little while ago.
A little while ago, and you thought, oh, I just can't stop thinking of my favorite.
Oh,
I can't wait to be done with this other son. Oh, the original, the
oh,
best.
where is he? Where is he?
He just texted me because I said you're going to be a minute calling back. Okay, I think it's pretty clear who the favorite is. Oh, shit. Okay. Mother, more questions.
Yes.
Cake or biscuit?
Oh, biscuit.
Biscuit. Why?
Well, you can just have a little biscuit. I buy these little tiny shortbreads from Marks and Spencer's, of course, and they're just a lovely little mouthful.
But how many of those do you eat?
Oh, a lot.
Right. So you may as well have a piece of cake.
I may as well have a piece of cake and a whole packet of shortbreads.
Which you do. But nothing has anything on your jelly babies.
No, I like a piece of cake. I do.
You do.
I do like a piece of cake.
But
yes,
you'd rather a biscuit. Well, this is the question.
Yes, I prefer a biscuit.
You prefer a biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Prefer.
Just wanted to get that right.
Yeah.
And for some reason they want to know if you know Paul Rudd's mom. Do you?
Who's Paul Rudd?
Exactly.
Should I know?
No.
Okay.
Well, this is I'll ask this one. Well, this is the question. When did Pam know her baby would grow up to become a successful comedian and one half of the Dollop? One half of the greatest web duo, the Dollop. So was there a phase where you thought there's something off with this one?
No, I just remember when you were little, you'd always say you wanted to be a comedian.
How
or
old?
An actor. Little.
Little,
you were little.
Yeah. I remember being very.
And you never really veered off the course. You kept
never
on.
Diverted. That's true.
No,
I was lucky. I knew immediately.
You did, because I think for so many youngsters, it's so confusing. What do I do? Where do I go? But you never did. You always knew you wanted to be an actor or a comedian.
Yeah, it's true.
And you were just driven to do that. So yeah.
What did you think of that? What did you think of that?
I thought it was brilliant. I mean, I never thought you'd get. I just kept thinking, well, you'll probably never make a living. I always thought you would perhaps have to teach acting, or,
right.
And I think when you were having those rough times, I think, well, I think he might have to teach. I think I say that to you, and you kept saying, I don't want to teach.
I
think I did.
Really?
Well, anyway, in my head, I thought. But then I don't know. Good for you. You've made a wonderful life, and
I'll be in the classroom eventually.
Yeah, no, you won't.
Just explaining to people I used to be really popular.
You just keep socking that money away, boy.
All right. Why don't we relax there? Well, that's nice. And that is nice that you were supportive. Yeah, I never felt like you weren't supportive. I don't remember the teaching suggestion phase.
Well, I think it was when you were struggling and at the beginning, and I thought, oh, this is awful,
The beginning? The struggle was ages.
Well, ages. And I kept thinking that you needed some satisfaction and some work. It didn't seem right that you were going out and doing those silly parties. So,
so you didn't like it when I was doing the kids' parties?
I didn't mind it at all. I mean, good for you to earn money, but I felt that it wasn't right for you to be doing that.
I think that's fair. Will you both be dressed in all black to honor the passing of dear Prince Philip? Now, you've already suggested that you take his passing with a bit of gravity. You find it to be a tragedy.
Yes, but he'd had a long life. He was 99. He was nearly 100. And no, I won't be wearing black.
What about some of the people who think he's actually been dead for 2 years before the actual passing? Have you heard of those people?
No, I don't go along with those.
What about the people who said that Prince Philip hadn't blinked in over a decade? Do you believe them?
No.
His eyes looked very dry.
Yeah, well, he'd be good again in the party games, wouldn't he? He
Yes,
would
he
have
would.
worked.
Absolutely. Right. Right in there.
He's another one.
He's got that Biden eye.
We've got lots of choices.
Beyeden. Biden. What's your favorite band or concert experience? That's interesting. What was the best like concert or show you ever went to?
Huh. I remember when I was young, I went and saw the Rolling Stones in
I think we
Birmingham Town.
talked about this.
Yes, I did. And it was really funny because it was the first time I'd ever seen girls screaming, for a.
What did you
for
think?
I did the same. I thought, well, that's what you do. So
You started screaming?
they were all standing on chairs and screaming and clapping, and I did the same. And I thought, why are they doing this?
And you never thought, why am I doing this? You just joined in.
No, I just looked and I thought, oh, they're all. I'd been to a shop called C&A, and I bought myself a brand new dress. It was navy blue, and it was one of those like little Mary Jane dresses, and it had little pink buttons.
What's a Mary Jane dress? I don't know what
they
it's made out of pot.
They fitted at the waist and then came out,
Okay.
But I went and bought a special outfit for it, and yes, no.
And then were you buying into it at all? Like after that, were you like, I love the Rolling Stones, or was it just?
I did. I did like the Rolling Stones. I thought they were fabulous. Yeah, I thought.
Who was the one you liked? You Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Jagger. Yeah.
He still looks pretty good, right?
He's still alive. Yes.
Okay, that's a very diplomatic way of answering my question.
He's not a party game yet. With
no, he's not yet.
Eyes.
No, he's not. No. I understand. Yeah. Them at the height of their fame is something very crazy. So this would probably be when they were kind of more of a cover band, I would guess.
No, they were just becoming famous, probably in the 1960s, and it was I was really lucky to get a ticket for it. Yeah, and I'm trying to think what else, what other good things I've seen. I loved going to see the Book of Mormon with you, and I loved going to. I tell you a really good one that I absolutely loved. I didn't want to go, and I remember we were in London, and it was called The Nerd. I can't remember who it was written.
I know that it was.
But it was a Milwaukee bloke. It was a Milwaukee bloke.
The Nerd is a great play.
But I remember Peter got tickets, and I remember saying to him, somebody from Milwaukee, that's ridiculous. We're going to go and see this in London. And Biddy and her husband came, Peter's sister and her husband. And it was easily the funniest thing. I could not hold myself together. It was absolutely, Rowan Atkinson played the Nerd.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it was absolutely brilliant.
Who wrote that?
Yeah. Did it begin with D, like David or Derek or something?
I thought it was a well-known play. Oh, Larry Shue.
Larry Shue, that's right.
Yeah.
And he was a Milwaukeean, but it was absolutely hilarious. I just couldn't stop laughing. I was go backwards and forwards like this with laughter. And after I'd said to Peter, taking me
looks like a bit of crap.
Rubbish, Milwaukee person. And it was one of the best things I ever saw. And then what else? And I saw the Book of Mormon in London too. And
you don't need to dig for answers. You've answered the question fairly.
I haven't I? I've done quite well.
Hey, we don't need more. I mean, if there's more that's coming to mind.
Oh, I've just remembered another one. I went to Alpine Valley with Nick. I drove him and a few of his friends to Alpine Valley, and the police were on. They were the main act.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
Okay.
It was the first time
Alpine
I'd ever
Valley.
seen pot smoking in such a big way.
Yeah. Well, then you had me.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, this next one's offensive. How old was Gary when he stopped wetting the bed, and why was he in his 20s? So that's not true, right? I stopped wetting.
You were. No, you were amazing with your potty training, as they call it, because the weather was lovely, and I used to keep the little pot outside, and you were really young for a boy.
So I had an outhouse?
No, you had a pot outside.
I just had a bucket outside I went in?
Yeah, that you'd bathe in one, and then you'd have a toilet as well.
What if I mixed them up? Don't tell me. Don't answer.
No, you didn't. No, but you were really, really good. I have to say, that's one thing.
I was good at the potty. So whoever asked that question and wanted a real silly, stupid answer, heads up, I was really good at the potty. We kept it in the yard. What's that?
You were a good weir.
I was a good. Don't help me, Mom, but I was a good weir. But don't help
Yes.
anymore because it's not super helpful. But I was a great weir. I had a bucket in the yard. It's fine.
You had a pot.
I had a pot.
Oh, it's a bad word, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's a good one. That's what I discovered it. When you and Gareth see each other next, what do you look forward to doing together?
Oh, just being in his company and having a glass of wine, and we like to eat similar food and just
Watch the telly.
Watch the telly. Yeah.
Have a
It'll be lovely.
chat.
Have a chat.
Go for a walk. We like to have
Go
a
for
little
veg
walk.
walks. Yeah.
You like to go for your 11-mile walks.
Find some veg.
Yeah. So you're probably just looking for a lookout is really what you're saying. You're excited to see me next time to have someone look out to make sure no cops are coming to bust you for your agricultural theft. Will scratch fever be the next pandemic? And if so, will I be patient zero?
What's
That's a
scratch
weird
fever?
question. That's a Ted Nugent song. You know who Ted Nugent is?
Yes, I do. What's
the song? Cat scratch fever. I think it's actually
pretty yes.
I think I'm trying to remember. It's not about something great. It's definitely if memory serves, I believe it's a bad song. If
is it?
I think so. I think it insinuates some weird stuff. But he actually just got COVID, Ted Nugent.
Did he?
Yeah, he just got it, and he's got it pretty bad, it seems.
Is he old?
He's older, yeah. He's probably 60s, I'd say, maybe almost 70.
Yeah.
But he's okay. But he's like, you can see him flemming up, and
nice.
he's one of the, he's a huge guns advocate, and one of the, he's a guy that like, I think everybody in the 70s or 60s and 70s like, it's a great guy, great band, and then slowly you're like, oh, I'm learning more about,
Yes.
There's just so much. The way this country's gone is we found this split down the middle, and instead of trying to find a way, and part of this is because this is how we're kind of manipulated by our politics, but instead of finding a way to fill in that middle, we've each gone a little more back into our camps. Meanwhile, the whole system's been moving this way, so it's all going right, but people still feel like they don't want to, anyway, enough of that. Jose and Gareth are fused like Andre Delambra and a housefly in The Fly. Which one do you choose over the other? Okay. So basically the question is, if Jose and I fuse into each other, do you prefer a cat me or a Jose man?
Oh gosh, a cat.
So either way, I'm partially in there, but would you rather sort of a cat man, like a cat me, or like a Jose man? Don't mess this up. It's important.
I know, but I don't get it. I'd rather have the human.
You would rather a Jose man?
Yeah, I'd rather the human be dominant with the cat.
So you'd rather a cat Gareth, I think, is what you'd rather.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cat Gareth. I think that's the right answer.
Yes. Do you? Good.
I mean, it's a hard one. Look, you're compromising me either way. I'm going to be half feline, but I think, I probably would be able to talk a little bit more as the cat Gareth. Who would you like to play in the made-for-TV movie based on you, which is called? Who would you like to have play you, the character of you, in the made-for-TV movie No Way Jose, the Gareth Reynolds story?
Who would I like to have play me?
Yeah, who's an actress?
I suppose if it was a younger me.
Sure. It could be you now. I mean, yeah, it could be. You could be like. I mean, you could pick like Naomi Watts per se, or you could go with like a Meryl Streep if you wanted, or you could go with a Helen Mirren.
I think she'd be too old. I think I'd like Meryl Streep. I rather like Meryl Streep. Okay. I think she's a really good actress.
Okay, so hold on. Let me just make a note. Have agent reach out to Meryl Streep about the No Way Jose Gareth Reynolds story project to play Pam. Great. I feel like that's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen too. It's wonderful. She's going to jump. She's going to jump at that, Meryl.
She's going to jump like a Jose human.
She is.
Who's your favorite musician? Do you have a favorite musician now?
No, not really. I think when I was younger, I did like the Rolling Stones and I loved the Beatles, but
Yeah.
I don't. No, no,
Okay.
not really.
What did you dream you would be when you grew up? Oh, sorry. What did you dream? What did you dream I would be when I grew up? So what like if you had your pick of what I would do as a child, what I mean, obviously you wanted me to be a teacher to some extent. But was there anything else that you wanted?
No, because I think you were so driven to be an actor, and I think I wanted you to do that and be successful. I mean, I didn't have any other plans for you at all. I just
Right.
thought that you were so
Part of
determined.
it must have been like you were like, this child can't be a doctor or a lawyer. I mean,
Oh
you
no,
must
I
have.
really love that. No, no, you would that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
But you were so focused on what you wanted to do. So I just tried to support you
Yeah.
and encourage you, and and
And
so
tell me one day I'll end up teaching it.
no, no, no. That was only when I saw that
Jose's
you
at
were
the door. Let me get him. Hold on 1 second.
okay.
Okay, he just wanted to meow and then go away. So he did.
Did you really?
Yep. Wanted meow. I opened the door and then he went, "What are you doing?" And then he left. Okay. What do you remember about your first? Oh, what do you remember about my first date? And then what do you remember about your first date? Do you remember
Your
my? I
first?
don't even know what I would consider my first
I
date.
think it was probably when like oh dear, what do you call that thing? Prom, wasn't it?
No. I mean, no.
No,
I don't know. I think
because didn't you get a what do they call that, a corsage for? I can think of the girl Laura Kelks. Did you go with
I
her?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't
Uh-huh.
think I did. I don't remember. But I don't think
No,
the dance would be my first date. I don't really remember. I don't think I ever really had like a first date. I mean,
no,
like I was dating, a couple of girls but I don't think we I don't th- I just never was inclined to be like the super proper let's go have dinner and
no.
like that never. I kind of feel like my first date was honestly like in college where I actually like took a girl out to like dinner and a movie and was like, you know,
That's what you were supposed to do. That was the
yeah,
right
that
thing.
was when I was like, oh, you're not supposed to just like, drink at parties and hook up.
Yeah.
Like you actually there's a courting process,
And fall asleep on the floor.
and fall asleep on exactly. Now what about your first date? Do you remember your first date?
Yes, I do actually. I really do very clearly. My one friend and I, we used to go to a church school, and there were two choir boys, and one I can't remember the one. There were two Stevens, and one
They
was
were
Steve.
both Stevens?
Yes,
So
and
you and
one
your
was
friend picked two churchy Stevens.
well. We liked both of them, and I liked the one. We both liked the one better than
Did you
the
put a
other.
little ash on their heads to tell the difference? Oh no.
Anyway, she went out with the one, and I got the one. He was probably the better looking of the two, but he was boring. And I went out with him, and I remember we went to a film, and we sat on the back row. And I remember he must have thrown a whole bottle of Old Spice aftershave over it,
Oh
and
god.
it was horrible. And then he tried to kiss me in the back
Oh.
row.
Oh gosh. And what did you do? You rejected him?
I was like, oh yes, and I just didn't
What did
want
you
to
do?
go.
How did you rebuff?
I
The
don't
the
quite
recoil?
remember. Yeah, I
Or did
just
you just
couldn't.
start gagging when he got near because you were choking on
Well,
Old Spice?
and I to this day I don't like the smell of Old Spice. I never did, but it wasn't that. It was horribly just reeked of it.
If he
And
didn't stink, would you have kissed him?
I think we probably did have a bit of a bit of a suck in lips or something. I don't know, but it was in a film. It was just like you see in the old movies.
So you were disgusted by the smell, but you still kissed him.
Yes,
You were
yeah,
probably
and
just trying to
that
get
was
some of it off of him.
that was my first date, and I remember it.
Did you go
Yes,
out with him
yeah.
again?
I think he wanted to go, but I don't think I did. And I mean, it wasn't that I'd got loads of boys waiting or
Hold
whatever.
on 1 second, Mom. He's being absurd.
He's a naughty boy. Oh, look, he wanted to
Something
be
you
in.
want to say? What do you want to say? Say
He
it.
wanted
Say
to be
it.
on the movie.
Say it, boy.
Hi, Jose.
Hi.
Hello.
I am pissed off. I'm pissed off about something right now.
Oh, look, doesn't he look sweet? Oh, he's beautiful.
Oh, hello.
Such a good boy.
Good Lord.
Anyways, that was it.
Okay,
That was
that's
it.
a good. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah,
And then
Stephen
that was
Slater.
a couple dates, and then that was it, really.
Yes, I think we only really went out I can't remember very well, but
Right.
certainly
Old Spice sort of drowns out memories.
yes, it put me off.
Someone wants to know why I'm so anti-birthdays. That's not really a good question for you.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know why. Because we always had some nice parties.
Yeah. Well, I just
Yeah.
think I think at a certain point, it's time to stop having children's parties for yourself.
Yes, exactly, and doing pass the parcel and
Well, at some
music.
point, it's just, you just go, okay, I'm 35.
Yeah.
I no longer need to eat cake at a bar and demand that people give me things. I've grown.
I
That's
don't need
crazy.
my mother doing a party for
Not
me.
even your mother. The idea of
No.
just saying to your friends, like, hey, where are you? It's my night. It's like, who the fuck are you? Are you kidding me? Were the parent-teacher meetings about Garfy always as much joy as I would assume? What were they like? Jose's going to be clawing at some wicker during this answer.
Oh, yes, they were. They were always quite entertaining. Yes,
Well,
yes.
they can't have been good.
No, I think some were, some weren't. I think there was
Most
always
weren't, I think.
there was always a bit of a reservation about, well, he could do better.
Yes.
And yes, yeah, and it was the same with Nick. Same story.
Yeah. And yet somehow he emerged as the favorite. It's very hard to tell.
Rubbish.
Were you ever were there ever I mean, surely there were ones where it was, where they were like, he's doing terribly. I mean, I remember I got a lot of those.
I think yes, I think you did. I think you turned a corner. I don't know whether it was like 15, 16, and you suddenly.
It wasn't suddenly. It was forced by the school.
Yeah, and then you started to get good reports, and it was wonderful, and then you got into college, and
I was telling someone the other night, and I'm not poo-pooing the college experience, but I remember when I got into a college that, let's just say, was not a very good college. You started crying. And I was telling my friend the other night about it. And he was like, I can't believe she was crying over this school.
I thought Emerson was a really good one.
No, not Emerson. When I got into Emerson, we were like, okay. Well, I mean, the truth is there were a few schools that I could have gone to had it not been for my grades. So as far as there were schools where, I was going to theatrical schools. So there were some schools that were like, yeah, we will take you into our theatrical program. But then, oi, no. But yeah, then Emerson was really the only one that would take me, for my grades and all that shit. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I don't understand this one. Mary Berry or Prue Leith?
Oh yes, they're both on the British Bake Off. Well, Mary Berry was, and Prue Leith is now.
Do you watch that show?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have an opinion?
I think they're both wonderful older women. Yes, yeah. Mary Berry is a superb cook, and so is Prue Leith. But Mary Berry,
have you ever tasted their food?
Mary Berry, I've got a cookery book. Not that Mary Berry. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Gosh, she's really on one right now. I'm sorry, everybody. The cat is in charge of everything. Yes. Where did you come up with the name? Well, this is kind of a two-parter.
Yes.
It's separate questions, but sort of a continuation of one. So, do you have any regrets that you didn't name me Gary?
No.
No. Were there any other names you were going to give me? There were.
Yeah, I liked, yes, Justin, Christopher, Benjamin, but Peter was determined to have you as Gareth because he liked rugby, and there was a famous rugby player called Gareth Edwards, and he played rugby at school.
Gareth Edwards?
Yes.
That's a famous footballer.
No, he's a rugby player.
Oh, I think there's also a Gareth Edwards football player.
Is there? Is that? Wait a minute. I hope I've got it right. I always question myself.
Wait, let's see. Rugby player. Hold on. Rugby player Gareth. Gareth Thomas?
Oh.
Alfie?
No. Then I got it wrong.
No, that wouldn't be. No, that wouldn't be him. No, you might not have it wrong. Oh no. Gareth Owen Edwards.
Yes, that's it. Gareth Owen Edwards. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's him. That's him. Yes.
Okay.
So Peter, but I was bothered because you didn't hear the name Gareth, and I thought
you did not.
And I thought you might get called Garrett, and I didn't like that name.
I got made. I mean, my whole life was. I mean, you named me Gareth and brought me up in Wisconsin. My whole life was. What's your name? Garrett.
Yes. Garrett.
Got it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Forever.
I know. I had to be really strong with people and say, no, it's Gareth.
Well, and this is the second part. Where did you come up with the name Gareth? So that's from the rugby player. Yeah,
from the rugby player. Yes, and it was your father's idea.
Okay.
But
and you,
you're a Gareth.
Do you like it now?
Yes, I love it.
Okay. Yeah. There was one more in here, but I don't think. Well, okay. The question is chocolate cake or chocolate cake. So would you rather chocolate cake or chocolate cake?
I like chocolate.
Great.
So it would be the chocolate cake.
Yes, that's a crazy question.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's it for the Q&A.
Yes. Well, that was really good. That was lovely.
You've done great.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say to anybody? Do you want to thank everybody for sending these in?
Yes, thank you ever so much for sending them in. They were fun. They were really
significantly darker recently.
Yes, because it was light before and it's going dark now.
So, shall we just keep going until you're in total blackness, or your favorite color, or shall we? Let's just.
You and Nikki used to it going really black.
Yes, that's true. Yes, of course.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to promote, Mother? Do you have any albums or books or something like that? You have a new line of footwear coming out, isn't that right?
Do I?
I don't know. I thought, is that not you? Sort of a whole thing with pots and pans and.
No, not unless they're found on the street. They could be street pots and pans.
That's right.
That could be it.
Street Pam. That's a good name for you.
Yes. Gleaned equipment.
The glean machines, as we covered in part 1. Well, thank you, Mother, as always. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
You've crushed again.
Yes, and it was lovely. Thank you.
It was lovely. Any other words to describe it?
It was splendid.
Good.
Fabulous.